Well, we're talking with Detective Sergeant Brian Shimmin here at a location which is involving the robbery that took place on Friday around 4 o'clock at RHS Jewellers on Prospect Hill. I mean, we've had a fair amount come out about that, Brian. We've had a few CCTV pictures, not the best so far, I have to say, but we can actually add to that today.
Yes, we've got some more images to release to you. First, if I can just recap on what we know and how the investigation's progressed. Obviously, we want to appeal to the public seeking further witnesses or any evidence in relation to this serious matter. Quite rightfully said, it's a robbery. It happened last Friday, which was the 9th of May, around about 4 o'clock at RHS Jewellers on Prospect Hill, whereby approximately £25,000 worth of, and that's retail, jewellery was stolen by a man in a motorcycle helmet. Now, inquiries have progressed somewhat. We've established that the motorcycle, which you've got images of on CCTV, was actually stolen just prior to the robbery itself.
Okay, let's start running the pictures here because we can see this guy walking around a back lane. Now, where's that?
Yes, it is. It's the rear lane of Road and Track, which is in Tynwald Street in Douglas. Which isn't very far off Prospect Hill itself. It joins on to, if you come out of Tynwald Street there, you go on to Bucks Road and down to Prospect Hill.
Now, he's got his crash helmet on already, so that's making things difficult for you there.
Yes, it is. We can't recognise the offender for wearing the crash helmet. Obviously, some planning's been taken in this case, but now these images are a lot more clear that we're releasing to you. We are appealing to members of the public who may recognise that helmet or particular kind of helmet that it is, who might be able to give some information on it, but also looking at the offender coming in where he subsequently steals a bike. You can see a particular kind of walk on this person, and again I'm asking the members of the public to look at that person, how he walks, and look at the clothing, the dark top that he's wearing, as you'll see, the grey jogging type bottoms and white trainers, and again the movement of the offender going in.
And that's the interesting thing, it's a sort of swagger. Everyone's got a unique way they almost walk, and someone there might now recognise that just from that sort of way the guy's moving.
Yes, they have, and that's exactly why we're releasing the CCTV to the public, so they can have a look at trying to remember, do they know someone like that, and look at that person in the context. Do they also know someone who owns a motorcycle helmet like that as well into it? But we've progressed matters. We know from the motorcycle being stolen, as seen on the images, it's then made its way, or the offender's made his way on the motorcycle to Prospect Hill, where it's been parked opposite the jewellers. Following the robbery itself, where a claw hammer was used to smash the display cabinet where the items were stolen from, the offender's made good his escape from the scene and has ended up in the area where we are now. Now, this area is the rear service lane of Belmont Terrace in Douglas. Now, we're right down the far end of it, which is important for our investigation, and we want to share this location with members of the public because we want to ask people, what do they know in and around the area of the Road and Track? What have they seen, what they can remember? Whether they've seen anything in the area of robbery, but more importantly, just as importantly, in the area where we are now, because this is a location where we recovered the motorcycle that was used. You'll see it's I think it's a 300 gas from the images, which was left down at the end of the service lane. But also there's been something else happening down here that beyond the railings where we are will take you down beyond to the cinder path, which is known as locally, which will then take you also onto Peel Road, the bottom of Belmont Hill, and to the back of Hillside Avenue and the old Nobles Hospital site. But in this rough area, we've discovered the helmet in a burnt out condition with the hammer, and also the remains of some clothing with it there, which shows the determination of the offender. But again, what we're asking the public is to focus on this location as well, that, you know, we've got a residential area, we've got business premises on Belmont Terrace as well, that somebody may have been in and around the area and seen something, and the items being burnt is quite important as well, that they may have seen some smoke or somebody leaving.
So what was the crash helmet's burnt? Is it completely gone, is it?
Yes, it is, yes.
Right. What's kind of, obviously a lot of people think the same thing, is that this person had probably local knowledge, he knew what he was doing, it certainly wasn't just off the cuff, was it? This was a planned robbery.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely it was planned, from the taking of the bike, the going to the jeweller's shop, and obviously coming to the location we are now, to this, what we call a deposition site, where the bike has been left and the property's been burnt, from where the offenders then moved on from this location And as I said, from here you could go onto Hillside Avenue, the old hospital site, down onto Peel Road. Somebody may have seen something, but also if that offender has burnt something, they may have gone home smelling of smoke perhaps from the fire. So asking people, somebody there somewhere will know this offender, and this offender would have come back to their home address smelling from smoke, and they may be acting quite edgy as well. That's after the offence, but also remember, we'll ask people to remember that he could be acting quite edgy as well before the offence, and maybe in and around these areas as well. So somebody does know this offender.
It'll go without saying that if anyone's selling jewellery in pubs or offering things on the cheap, you want to hear about it.
Yes, absolutely. We're appealing to the public again for this information. If anyone does know anything, they can contact us on police headquarters on 631212. Also, you can communicate to us on our newly launched Twitter site and the Isle of Man Constabulary Facebook site as well.